Hey, I'm Kathy Zalewski. I'm with Realty One Group Peak, Bozeman.
And I'm Kaila Henry, also at Realty One Group Peak in Bozeman.
So Kayla and I have been having or hearing, I guess, this discussion kind of out there among people about how AI might take over our jobs as realtors. And we thought we'd just give it a little chit chat, and we'd love your responses if you have any thoughts on it. But so Kayla, how do you think that AI could take over realtors' jobs?
I don't think AI will ever replace good realtors that are based in their community. I don't think that will ever be a case for a number of reasons. Number one, people still like to deal with people, especially for big transactions and emotional things, which selling a home or buying a home almost always is. People really want to meet somebody, look them in the eye, and have, again, a trusted advisor, a trusted confidant to help them go through the process. Whether that's your first home or your fifth home, it just doesn't matter, I don't think. We've helped people who've sold a lot of homes, and have said it a few times that they're really glad to have us in their corner. And that just means the world to me to hear that. So
I think it's interesting what parts of our job that AI would take over, because certainly AI cannot open a door for you. While there have been companies, and probably again more in my experience in Arizona, where you can show yourself a home, like Open Door or OfferPad would have locks on the door where they would gather your information from you through your phone and then allow you to enter the house that was locked otherwise. I don't see that happening here in Bozeman for a number of reasons. It proved itself not effective in Arizona, not safe.
Sounds dangerous.
Yeah,
I had never even heard of that. But
yeah, no. But so that physically, like the door opening is one thing, but I think that there might be some people out there that would be interested to perhaps save some money on a home purchase by maybe writing the contract themselves. I feel like somebody here has had an experience with that recently. The reality is that AI is not perfect, and contracts vary from state to state and even from locality to locality. Uh, Knowing that in Three Forks there's a lot of arsenic in the water is not something necessarily that AI would help you write a purchase contract, a buy sell for a home in Three Forks, where it would put in a clause about testing the water or about whatever. And you as a potential buyer using AI to write your contract without prior real estate experience, how do you know how to get what you need to out of that transaction to make you safe in that new home?
I think too, having, again, a realtor who's going to look at maybe when you're putting an offer together, not just, let's say, taking 10% off the purchase price, which to me is maybe something AI would do. Just, oh, well, typically you're going to get maybe 10% off. So let's just try there and see where we land, right? We want to try low and then end somewhere in the middle. I think that can, number one, cost you a home if it's a very well priced home in a desirable location. I think that you could just lose a really great home based off of that, because other offers will come in that have recognized, again, all of those key features that make it a great buy.
Right. Views or location or
all of those little things that you're just not going to quite pick up. Or again, man, this is one super obscure pocket. So we have, a condo listed on East College Street. It's a very unique little pocket. You're right on the Galligator. It's a fantastic little unit. And to me, anybody who's looking in that area or in a downtown Bozeman location, to me, this was the only place that was under $600,000 that worked for them. So yeah, we were just on the market for 2 days, but we got a great offer because we had, again, the key combination that I think AI could easily miss.
Yeah.
I think too, AI will, it's
AI does not have smell-o-vision. So when it comes to buying a home, and they're selling the home too, right? There are people that will do that will go for sale by owner and potentially put their home on the market. There are tools on online auctions and other things, different ways that you could sell your home by yourself. But again, they won't then have the help to get their home ready for sale. And in buying a home, kind of that whole thing, like, okay, well, I need AI to write an offer. Well, that's only contract based, and it's not it doesn't have smell-o-vision. It's not going to write the offer for you based on, oh, well, we need the home professionally cleaned because it smells like dog or something like that. Like there's the AI will only go so far, and those might be things that an agent would help you point out or recognize or ask for in your purchase contract that AI wouldn't. I also think that AI cannot at all be as up to date on. It's just not necessarily timely all the time when it comes to real estate transactions and how our industry changes. I think as humans, we're having a hard time even still navigating some of the aspects of the NAR settlement.
Big time.
I'm not sure that AI would handle that in a way that was great or better. I can tell you that Kaila and I both use AI in our job every day, and more so each and every day. It is a tool that helps us get some things done, but
helps streamline some processes, things that would maybe take hours.
Right, but more on the marketing side, which AI is built to help market, not necessarily the contractual side. I think in terms of how AI we use it to develop marketing plans and so forth is a very different practice than thinking that it would be totally take my job. It just can't.
Well, and I think again, a lot of people's perception is that realtors just open doors. So we talked about this in a number of other videos, but to me, the real work for me as a realtor often comes during when you're under contract. So again, we get you under contract. What are the next steps that need to happen? What do you do as a buyer, as a seller, right? We know those things. We are handling those things for you in the background. So if I'm a listing agent, I'm opening escrow. I'm making sure that the escrow team has my client's contact info so they can start asking for payoffs. We start getting those balls rolling. I'm also making sure that the buyer's agent is getting their home inspection scheduled so that they're within our inspection window. So we don't need an extension on that because, oh, they forgot to do it. So you're just managing a lot of these different things to make sure that the deal stays on track. I don't see AI doing that. I don't see AI being able to,
if you
tabs.
Right. So I think part of how we write the purchase, I mean, and it's different for each side, whether you're a seller or a buyer, but I think probably most people think AI will help buyers more than sellers. I would say that if I were a buyer and I was using AI to write a contract, I would be super concerned about things that we write into the contract that the lender sees that might end up
you
might
don't
end up
always
screwing up our
want
deal.
Everything in a contract,
right?
Right. So there's certain things that you maybe want to just have a well-versed email discussing something else. And again, it doesn't mean it's contractual. So there's just some of these very fine lines that when you've worked in the business for a number of years, you know the differences between what does need to be in a buy sell and what can be and what should be in a buy sell versus what is maybe better handled in an email or on a phone call or just kind of all of those different nuances. And that can literally be the difference between making or breaking a deal. And that happens sometimes 5 times during a transaction. It just really depends. Sometimes it doesn't happen at all during a transaction. So there's a lot of different nuances that we as professionals are balancing and weighing.
Well, and negotiating an inspection report, that is something that goes onto a document, but it is not as easy as shoving a PDF of your home inspection into an AI tool and asking it to write you an inspection notice to correct all the repairs that were listed or all the problems that were listed on that. That's not real. Like that won't work. You could do that and you will probably have the seller walk away from the deal. Like that's not the proper way to do it.
There needs to be a strategy for every different property, every different situation. And so again, that to me is what your realtor is helping you craft and understand is, oh man, so we got this, 100-page inspection report. I want to key in on these 5 items because that's where I think we can get you the most money, or because I know that that's where you're the most concerned about. You need a working fence. You have a big dog. We need that fence repaired before closing.
Right.
Like that matters to you. I want to target that and help you get a property that you can move into right away versus just getting some money and then you have to deal with it and figure out how long does it take to get a fencing company out there? And oh my gosh, the fencing bid is twice what we expected it to be and blah, 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 blah. So I think those are all the small things that, and you really won't know what it is until you're in it, right?
Yeah, I think that AI is definitely used as a tool to help create, but anybody that's used AI at all, as Kaila and I have, know that you have to edit. Like
Double check it.
It's a great starting point, and that's wonderful. But I really only see AI as maybe writing a contract. If somebody really wanted to cut out us, which is what we're talking about, right? That they would have the AI write the contract, and that is going to be a mistake for them on their part, because there are so many things that are location specific, ways that the ways that agents to agents work that are just not going to be conveyed. And then if you don't know better, if you don't have a real estate background and you submit this offer, did you have the intelligence or the background knowledge to be able to edit it? Did you know or think to edit it? And if not, what kind of trouble might have you gotten yourself into?
Well, and that's, I mean, to me, such a key piece is that AI can put anything out there. And to me, the forms we as realtors use, again, they're updated and audited by lawyers who we help pay to go through and make sure that we are, again, submitting contracts and working with forms that are the highest and best that they can be, right? And that's based off of, again, our learned experiences. Like, oh man, this clause messed up something. So instead of wordsmithing something, now the lawyers will write something that is more ironclad, that is now a part of our buy-sell agreement or a listing agreement or something along those lines. Yeah. So really trust, the evolution of our business. Again, it's not like Realtors just popped up out of nowhere. We've been doing this for a long time and carrying that knowledge over time, right? I can say that one more time. So
now I will say that while I don't think that it's going to take away my job or Kayla's job, I will say that there are some ways that AI is changing how real estate works. And one of these we've spoken about before in a different video, but it is about how you can search for property. And quite frankly, I'm telling my buyers to do this anyway, because it's going to save both of us time. Different MLS tools have
we have criteria that we select. So when we are building a property search for you, we're going in and saying, do you want 3 bedrooms? Do you need, 3 to 4 bedrooms? Or do you need 5 to 6, right? We're putting in these different search parameters is what I like to call them.
Right.
But then you're also missing a lot of key pieces. So there's not something where I can select for a southern facing driveway, which is something I've had a client ask for in our area because, again, they don't love to shovel. So they want as much sun on their driveway as possible.
Yeah.
But I can't select for that.
Right.
So they're seeing a lot of properties
that aren't going to work. Or they have to take another step, look at the property on our MLS that we might have sent them, then go to like Google Maps or something and figure out which way is south. Oh no, this one doesn't work. The driveway faces north or is on the north side of the house. So I will tell you that searching things like that, using AI for a very specific
features,
right? Like
qualities.
Wood burning stove and, flagstone fireplace or fieldstone fireplace or river rock fireplace or whatever. Now, that is only as good as the data that we as agents put into the MLS. So if
you're put out into the world.
Right. So those descriptions that we write now, Kaila and I are both making a conscious effort to be more descriptive in the descriptions that we're putting into the MLS, because that is where it gets disseminated to Zillow and Redfin and Trulia and all the other sites all over the world. But we want to put in all of those descriptions because a lot of people are now using AI tools to search for all listings on the internet in terms of their home search. Okay, that's great. It's a tool and it might help you narrow down things more quickly. But honestly, that is the tool. That is like being able to look up. Honestly, this is like, well, now that all these recipes are available on the internet and I can search anything, I certainly can make the best beef stroganoff ever. No, I am not a chef, and nobody is ever going to turn me into a chef. And therefore, the fact that I have access to all these recipes from all these people all over the world does not instantly make me a James Beard Award winner.
I mean, so I've talked with people who've been in the business for a long time. People thought the internet was going to get rid of realtors because now people didn't have to have the MLS booklet to learn about new listings.
That was fun times.
They can just look online, right? You can look through Zillow, you can look through Trulia, Realtor.com, right? Everybody loves searching for homes. But I'll tell you what, people love searching for homes. And then when it comes time to buy a home, they need to contact a human being still, is what I found. I'm sorry, you don't need to, but most often they want to, because they want to know that they're in good hands, and they want to know what they don't know, which is what a realtor does, right? My job is to help you understand what you're looking at. I have clients looking at property out west of Bozeman, and there's a patch of land that is looking to be developed. They didn't know that. Pretty easy for me to find out because we know that. So, could AI help you with that? Maybe. I don't know if you keyed it right. What do you think?
Well, I think there's so much to this, but the reality is I do feel strongly about the chef scenario, right? Just because you have all the information doesn't mean that you know how to properly use it, put it together, execute it, right? So, and again, people buying homes, this is generally their largest asset. It makes people nervous. I believe that all realtors should technically have a minor in psychology, because we do help people through a very emotional, very stressful time, and that is not something that AI can do. I mean, we know what happens when you ask AI about your emotions. It doesn't turn out well so much. So I would say that are we going to lose our jobs to AI? I don't think so. I think there will always be a need for the human contact in this type of transaction, much like you need a chef to make a James Beard Award winning meal. I'm not going to be able to put that together for you, but I can help you buy or sell a home. Absolutely.
Yeah. And I think, the one last piece I think of is just, again, the network that we have. So often people are like, well, who's a good home inspector? You can go online and you can Google best home inspector in Bozeman. It's going to give you a list of like 6 to 8 to 10. I don't know. I haven't done it in a long time, but a whole list of people. And then it's like, well, how do you choose from there?
Well, and are any of them actually in Bozeman?
Yeah.
I mean, the reality is when you do Google search something these days, people can buy reviews. So those reviews are not necessarily real or local. People can buy business.
Boost your ad, right, so you're looking higher than you are.
Right. So do you want an electrician that's coming out of Great Falls? Because are they going to come all this way to change one circuit breaker for you? Probably not. That's not going to work. They might have come up with best Google reviews and been first on the list, but it's not real.
Well, and I think having somebody, again, to me, I'm not recommending a vendor unless I have personally worked with them, a trusted agent who I know, not all agents, trusted agent who I know has the same standards that I do, has recommended them, or multiple clients have recommended them. That is my standard for anybody that I'm going to send over to somebody's house, because I just want to be able to speak for, if you're getting their name from me, I want to know that I'm giving you a good recommendation, because in my eyes, my name's attached to it. And so again, having those connections amongst, let's say, the course of a real estate transaction, whether it's a handyman that you need, a window cleaner, again, a home inspector, all of those things, you want somebody who, again, is in your community and knowledgeable and has those relationships.
At the end of the day, if you used AI to buy a home and you got in that home and something went wrong, is AI going to help you out? Are they going to answer the phone at 12:30 at night when suddenly your water heater stopped working, or the garage door won't close, or something like that? Because I've gotten those calls, and trust me, those people were happy that I answered when I could come up with open sesame. It's the garage door repair people can be there in 25 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah, and just again, that thing for somebody to be like, you're not alone in this. We can solve this problem. We can get through it.
Yeah.
So I'm not worried about AI myself. I'm absolutely looking at how I can use it to better my business. I think that's, what everybody should be doing with it. But I always believe that the human connection is more important than not.
Yeah, absolutely. So we don't think AI is going to steal our jobs. If you have anything to say about that, or any comments, or anything you want to add, please feel free to leave it in the comments section. We are happy to take your calls in terms of that, or if you need some help finding a home in Bozeman, or if you want to sell your home in Bozeman, we can both help you with that. So thank you so much for watching our video. We'll have more coming, so please subscribe and like.
Bye.